industry and publishing a paper and meeting. He always went fishing, and one of us grandkids got to accompany the stories, and the governor said, please, not 30 minutes, but all the experiences of many in this room that have impressioned me in hunting over the years. And I think it's one of the most experiential learning processes there is, to see other hunters. But I want to talk about just in 2006, I believe it was, 2007, partners and I were contemplating a set aside of some property into the Wetland Reserve Program. Kevin Hutchinson, one of my partners, spoke up and said, I hear George Dunklin's doing some pretty instrumental things, and maybe we should call him. I said, I'll call George. He was a good customer of Quality Foods at the lodge and his successful convenience store travel center in DeWitt. After a day in the car with George and Jody Pagan of learning the practices of ground manipulation to introduce new inherent species, mulching on the understory, water controls, plant by the habitat in restoration. And George, it's so impressive to see out of UAM from his contribution, but you've paid it forward so many times, and that's been an impression upon me. Governor, I'll try to wrap it up. Of course, my family's impressioned me in so many ways, but leadership, as you talked about, in those organizations, I hope will give me a commissioner. When developing strategies with my fellow commissioners, I want to always keep two constituencies very near and dear. Number one, the dedicated men and women of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. They're our internal customers, successful, and we've got a great group I'm just beginning to meet. The other constituency or external in the state of Arkansas. Nowhere is this last group, Governor, more important than the evidence of you and Secretary Hurst forming. There is no doubt a symbiotic relationship between Game and Fish and parks and tourism and the other activities that we as Arkansans enjoy outside, and I hope we can continue to partner on that. As I close, I understand budgets will continue to probably be a constraint for 7 years of my term. Shifting migration and songbirds is a real problem and a concern. CWD climate challenges will further complicate our mission, but with a talented and energetic new director who, y'all, I am so pleased of getting to meet Austin and seeing now his lovely Game and Fish Commission. I couldn't be more encouraged about the future. These challenges are plentiful, but with the team assembled, much is possible. Governor, I'll turn it back over to you.
Well, that gets me excited. And so thank you, Philip, for being willing to serve. And now I've asked Austin to come his first day on the job just to greet everybody, and that way you can put a face with his work. Austin, please.
I want to make this brief so I'm not the shortest serving director in commission history. It's hard for us to look in our landscape from the Ozark Mountains in northwest Arkansas to the bottomlands and how it is outdoors focused, whether it's agriculture or timber or fish or livestock. But where we see the outdoors most, in my opinion, is in our people. If any in headquarters, I said then, and I'll say now, that the outdoors is what gives us Arkansans our distinctive virtues. Those virtues that set us apart from wonderful paradox of natural things, things not involving people, and how that nurtures us as people. So you have this wonderful paradox between outdoors and people, and that is mirrored in the Arkansas Game and Fish mission. Is to conserve fish, wildlife, and their habitat, and then bring that to Arkansans. So you have outdoors and people. Mr. Tappan, but in meeting you on Monday and talking to lots of people about you since then, there are two things tenacious about turkey hunting. He is tenacious enough about fishing. Monday, one of the things that I learned that he cares the second most about is habitat. And as we have an eye towards fluctuations in weather, fluctuations in hunting demographics, everything that Arkansas has to offer is just absolutely critical. But the thing that he cares the most about is people. He's successful in his business, and that has never once come at the expense of people. I had a 5-minute conversation with him, and my overwhelming takeaway was just the deep sense of interest that he had in other people and the joy that he had just to be talking to you. Outdoors and people. And that is exactly what we stand for at the I've enjoyed getting to know since June 14th. I'm thrilled to be here, thrilled for the future and what it holds, and welcome, Mr. Tappan.
Clouds came. Listen, that concludes our great discussion today, an announcement. Thank you for being here. It made it very, very special, and I know as members of the media might have questions, Commissioner Tappan will be available as well as Austin. Thank you very much.